Okay guys, so we are up in South Dakota on our big trip, and I wanted to stop and take a minute to do a quick review on a really neat little product. Now, about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months ago, I bought me the Magic Box. This is the first version, Generation 1. And what this does is it allows you, it's a little small Android box, and it allows you to play apps like Netflix, YouTube, Freevee, pretty much anything you can download out of the Play Store onto your screen in your vehicle. Now, I'll go ahead and say, as a disclaimer, you're not supposed to run this thing while the vehicle is moving, but it will work while the vehicle is moving. Just don't do it, right? So you can also do a wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto connection. Normally, you would have to hook your phone with a cord, USB cord, to your vehicle to do CarPlay or Android Auto. With this device, it allows you to do a Bluetooth connection to it, and the CarPlay and the Android Auto will work without a cord. So that's really cool. It also comes with a drive where you could put movies onto a USB stick and play in it. It also has an HDMI out on it, which I have hooked up to an HDMI connection on a TV, and it does work. So it's a pretty neat little device. I've been using this for a while. I really love it. But they just came out with the new Magic Box 2.0, and the folks at Magic brand were kind enough to send me this to review and compare it to the first generation one. I love the first generation one, but I'm really anxious to see what this thing can do. So we're just going to go ahead. You can see here on the box, it tells you how to run Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Prime Video, ESPN, any of the apps that you can download from the Play Store, you can download to this and then watch it on your screen. So it's pretty neat. We're going to go ahead and open this up. Okay, here's the box. Let's see what's inside. So you got probably a little QR code to activate your Magic Box, which I don't think you have to register it to activate it. I think it's probably just some instructions. We'll find out here in a minute when we plug it up. This is the new second generation Magic Box. A little bit different design. It's thinner. It's supposed to cool off better than the first one. The first one does get pretty warm, so you wouldn't want to tuck it into a cubby or something where it wasn't getting any air. But I've heard this one doesn't get as hot as the first one. It looks like we've got a place for a micro SD card. We've got a place for USB connections, USB-C. That looks like a mini USB. And then one of the other cool things about this is to be able to play these apps and get service, obviously you've got to have internet service. So in the vehicle, what most people do is they just turn on the personal hotspot on their phone. That gives them the connection to the internet. If you happen to have a hotspot device, which I do have one, I don't have it in the truck right now, you can use that as your mobile internet. The cool thing about this device is you can actually put a SIM card in there from the service that you use. You would have to add the device to your service. I think it's $10 a month. And this becomes a hotspot. It gets its own internet connection by using that SIM card. So that's pretty neat too, because a lot of people don't have hotspots and they don't really want to use their phone for the hotspot. So you can get a SIM card and just put right in this. And so anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to get this sucker plugged up. You get two cords. One is USB-C to USB-C. And then you got another cord here that is USB-C, which plugs into the box, and regular USB, so that can plug into your vehicle. So we're going to plug this up into our USB-C. Let's get this out of the way. We're going to plug it up. And you can buy a remote control for these. For my first generation one, I do have a remote control. I don't use it. I like the on-screen. The remote control is nice. It works. But I like the on-screen function just as well. So I just don't even mess with using it. You can see you got a purple light here indicating that it's getting power and it's getting ready to start booting up. And here in just a minute, we should see it take over the screen here and create its own CarPlay connection. So this box will create its own CarPlay connection to my truck. Not sure why we're not getting any sound there. Usually there's a sound that plays with that. When you first get the screen pop up, you have to agree and accept. It's basically telling you don't play this thing while you're driving. Now I can tell you right away, the home screen looks different. So this user interface is different. I've heard that these are now widgets that you can move around. So I should be able to pick this up. Yep, and move it wherever I want it. Probably could get rid of it if I wanted to and could replace it with other widgets. If we hit this right here, this will show us all the apps that are already on the box. So we have Apple CarPlay, APK Manager. That's where you can go and pull actual programs or apps to install that aren't even on the Play Store, which is pretty neat. If you aren't familiar with that, you can get familiar with that. Supercast, you can also basically do the mirroring function with your phone, so that whatever's on your phone can play on here. So if you had movies or music, anything else that you want to play on here, you can do it straight from the phone, and you can do it wirelessly. APK Pure is actually where you would get those apps I was talking about a while ago that aren't in the Play Store. We got Google Chrome for a browser, Disney Plus, a cleanup function, EQ for sound. This is where you can search your files. You got Google Apps, GPS test, Netflix, your settings and everything. So once you get this in, the first thing we want to do is we want to get an internet connection. So I'm going to go into my iPhone. I'm going to go to personal hotspot, and I'm going to turn on personal hotspot. We're going to go to settings, and then we're going to go to network and internet, and we're going to find my Wi-Fi. So we're going to find Kevin's phone. So now we have internet connection. We should be able to go back to our home screen. When you touch the screen, you get this little block. You can do this, and it gives you shortcuts to just go home. So now if we want, let's just start with YouTube. Since I know it's already on here, we'll hit YouTube. I'm gonna turn the sound down so I don't get any kind of copyright claims on the video. And we'll just find something that we can play so you can see that it works. You can already see that it's loading. It seems to be running pretty well. Click on Dumbest Answers from Family Feud. So I'm just going to click on that. We may or may not get a commercial. We did. We're getting a TikTok commercial. And I'm going to skip the ad. Here we go.
Give me a boy's name that starts with the letter H.
Jose. So you can see it's pretty cool. Being able to use your screen on your vehicle to play movies, play videos, use apps. It's really awesome. I really love this thing. I have used it a lot. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can log into your Amazon Prime account. So I'm going to hit these shortcuts. I'm going to go home. You can get Amazon Prime on here, Disney Plus. If you've got HBO, whatever you have accounts with, you can put those in here, Hulu, and be able to access them. It's really neat. If I Bluetooth connect this phone to this box, that's going to allow me to do wireless CarPlay. And that's so I'd be able to like look up maps on Google Maps on here and automatically send them to the screen without having a cord. It's a really neat device. I really love this Magic Box. There are cheaper versions of this out there, but I can tell you, I see lots of poor reviews on them, that they're undependable, that they reboot a lot, shut down the apps, shut down the whole box will recycle. As you can see, this is up and running, hasn't given me any kind of issues whatsoever. It was very simple to get online. You've got these icons here that are kind of like on your phone where you can hit a plus and you can decide what you want to put in there. So let's say I plan to use YouTube a lot. I go ahead and hit YouTube, and I already have a quick access button to YouTube there, and I've got 2 more spots. But anyway, you put whatever you use the most on there. I use YouTube. Freevee is one that I really like. Freevee is a free service. It is owned by Amazon. So you have to log into your Amazon account, but it doesn't cost anything. You just get commercials. And so there's actually a lot of good shows, a lot of good movies and content on Freevee, and there's several apps that are like that. I actually put some movies before I left home onto an SD card. We'll pop that in here and see how we're doing with reading movies. I've never did that with the first gen one. I never put any movies on a USB stick. I always said I was going to, but I never did. This is where your SIM card would go, and this is where your SD card would go. Okay, got our micro SD card in there. Agree. Oh, by the way, to go back to my truck screen, if I want, while in the middle of this, I don't have to unplug it. I can just go to my car and I can use my interface. So if I needed to do something in here, I could do it, and then I can go back. I just go back to Apple CarPlay, and there it is. So right now I have an Apple CarPlay connection from the box to my screen, and then I could do another Apple CarPlay connection from my phone to the box. I just haven't done that. I'm gonna try media. There we go. And it does have some built-in storage. I don't know how much. Let's just do Iron Man. So this should be playing from the SD card. There we go. Now we have Iron Man. And it's very easy to digitize your DVDs or anything like that you have. So anyway, very cool. So we have lots of movies to watch on this SD card. We're going to go ahead and go home. We got another screen here that's showing information about the device. GPS, CPU, ROM, RAM, the date. It's a really neat device. I love this Magic Box. If you're interested in a device that allows you to play apps on your screen, take advantage of your screen in your vehicle. But it's really neat. I love this thing. If you want to get you a Magic Box, just do a Google search. Go search the Magic Box and buy it from the Magic brand website. And it's a good deal. They are a little more expensive than the cheapies that you'll find on Amazon and things like that. There's some cheaper ones out there, but again, like I've said, look at the reviews, because on those cheaper devices, the reviews are not good. The reviews on these Magic Boxes is great. Those other devices, they work, but they're slow, they're janky, they stick, they freeze, they shut down. I haven't had any issues with mine. They're very smooth. Anyway, that's it. Just want to show this to you guys. I really love it. And if it's something you might be interested in, pick one up for yourself. Thanks for watching.